Most people believe financial stress disappears when income goes up. It does not. A larger paycheck can reduce pressure for a while, but if your financial system stays the same, the stress simply becomes more expensive. You move into a better home. You upgrade the car. You add new monthly payments. Then one unexpected bill arrives, and the same fear returns. That is the uncomfortable truth. Most people are not trapped because they earn too little. They are trapped because every dollar they earn already has somewhere to go. And in a few minutes, I will show you the hidden point where financial stress stops being an income problem and becomes a behavior problem. Welcome to Wealth Logic, where we break down the financial rules nobody teaches you and turn complicated money ideas into simple strategies for building real wealth. Think of your financial life like a boat. Your salary is the engine, but expenses, debt, lifestyle inflation, and poor habits are holes in the bottom. Most people respond by trying to build a bigger engine. They work overtime, chase promotions, start side hustles, and ask for raises. But if the holes keep getting bigger, a stronger engine only helps the boat sink faster. That is why someone earning $120,000 can feel more financially stressed than someone earning $60,000. The problem is not only how much money enters the boat, the problem is how much leaks out and how long you could survive if the engine suddenly stopped. And there is another reason most people remain stressed that almost nobody talks about. Financial stress is not only about money, it is about the absence of options. When rent, car payments, credit cards, insurance, subscriptions, and family obligations consume almost everything you earn, you lose the ability to wait. You cannot wait for a better job. You cannot leave a toxic manager. You cannot handle an emergency without borrowing. That is what stress really is. It is knowing you have no room for error. Now, here is where Warren Buffett's wealth strategy becomes important. Buffett did not build his fortune by chasing excitement. He built it through patience, ownership, discipline, and compounding. His strategy was based on owning productive assets for long periods and allowing those assets to grow. That reveals the biggest mistake most people make. They use income to upgrade their lifestyle. Buffett used capital to buy more ownership. One approach increases monthly obligations. The other increases long-term value. You do not need to become a billionaire investor to apply the same principle. Your goal is to use part of your paycheck to buy something that can grow. A broad market index fund, a profitable business, a valuable skill, or a cash reserve that protects you from debt. The object may change, the principle does not. Money should create more options, not more pressure. But this is where most people fail. They wait for the perfect time. They say they will start saving after the next raise. They will invest after the debt is gone. They will build an emergency fund when life becomes calmer. But life rarely becomes calmer by accident. The raise arrives, and the lifestyle expands before the plan begins. Then 5 years pass. Income is higher. Stress is still there. Let us make this real. Daniel earns $5,500 a month after tax. His fixed expenses are $4,700. He has a respectable job and a life that looks successful from the outside, but he has only $3,000 in savings. One job loss would immediately turn his life into an emergency. Daniel thinks he needs a larger salary. His real problem is that 85% of his income is already committed before the month begins. So he makes 3 changes. First, he reduces recurring expenses by $450 a month. He reviews insurance, removes unused subscriptions, cuts expensive food delivery, and delays a car upgrade. Second, he builds a cash reserve before chasing higher returns. That reserve is not exciting, but it gives him something more valuable than appearances: time. Third, once the reserve is in place, he automatically invests a fixed amount every payday. He does not wait to see what remains at the end of the month. He moves the money first. At the beginning, the change feels small, but 12 months later, he has fewer bills, more cash, and a growing investment account. 2 years later, his financial stress is lower, even though his salary has barely changed. Why? Because the boat still has the same engine but fewer holes, and now it has a reserve tank. Here is the open secret. Financial peace does not begin when you become rich. It begins when your life stops depending on everything going perfectly. A car repair should be inconvenient, not catastrophic. A job loss should be serious, not immediately destructive. A market decline should be uncomfortable, not a reason to panic sell. That stability is what Buffett's approach is really built around. Patience only works when you are not desperate. Long-term investing only works when emergencies do not force you to sell. Compounding only works when you leave the money alone. Now comes the final trap. Many people believe financial stress will disappear when they reach a specific number: $100,000, $500,000, $1 million. But if your lifestyle expands with every increase, no number will ever feel safe. There will always be a bigger house, a better car, and someone richer to compare yourself with. The goal is not to eliminate every financial concern. The goal is to build enough control that money stops controlling every decision. Here are 3 actions you can take this week. First, calculate your survival number. If your income stopped tomorrow, how many months could you continue without borrowing? That number measures your real financial security better than your salary does. Second, calculate your freedom gap. Subtract essential monthly expenses from take-home income. Then decide how much of that gap will build cash, reduce expensive debt, or buy productive assets. Third, create a Buffett rule for your own life. Before buying something, ask, will this purchase increase my future options or increase my future obligations? Most people will never escape financial stress because they keep trying to solve a structural problem with a larger paycheck. They increase the engine while ignoring the holes. You do not need to make that mistake. Control the leaks, build the reserve, buy ownership. Let time and compounding do what constant effort cannot. Warren Buffett's greatest advantage was not a secret stock tip. It was the ability to remain patient while everyone else became emotional. Your financial freedom begins the same way, not with one dramatic decision, with a system that makes you less desperate every month. Now, write one number in the comments. How many months could you survive if your income stopped today? Subscribe to Wealth Logic and turn on notifications, because in the next video, we will break down the exact step-by-step system for turning an ordinary salary into long-term financial security. Do not wait for financial stress to disappear on its own. Build the system that makes it powerless.